Hello, welcome my friends. We are going to do something I've been wanting to do in this beautiful flower arrangement coloring book that I've had forever, and I think I took a page out of it to do something with a long time ago, but my mom and I were together when I bought this, so I just thought I wanted to start coloring in it. And this is the Creative Haven also, and it doesn't say who did it. So this is what I want to color today. I think it's really pretty, and I'm going to use some of my new gel sticks on the pot, and let's see how that turns out. And maybe I will do a quick flip through if you haven't seen this book before. Let's just go through it. I'm going to raise that light up so I can get past it. It's really very pretty. It's just basically on one page, and it's just a pot of flowers. Which are all really pretty. Bird of Paradise. The vases are pretty. The little arrangements are nice. This one will be fun, I think, to do. I'm not sure what these are. They at first, well, they're flowers. Little can of flowers. I think that it's the vases that make it so pretty. Let's see if I can raise it up a little bit. If you could see the whole thing a little bit better. I think it just has some pretty vases. Look at this one. Isn't that pretty? And the flowers. And this one. This is the one we're going to color today. This is pretty with the candles. And the flowers at the bottom. This looks like a basket with flowers. And we've all seen these little flat dishes with the flowers. Looks like a jug, a pouring pitcher. The flower pots. It's pretty. I just like the vases that they've used. The carnations. Another one. It's got some kind of little berries in it. And the lilies. Yep, here's the page that's missing. I took it. It's probably in one of my, somewhere in one of my art things. I just love irises so much. There's an example. So, let's get started. We're going to do pencils, probably Prisma. And we're going to do a little bit of these and see how we do. So I thought we'd start out with the lighter blue, and then we'll come in with pencils and stuff as this starts drying up. So I'm still learning what to do with this stuff. Get a brush. Kind of like moving watercolor around. I don't know how this is going to work on this paper. Let's find out. Okay, just a tiny bit of water. Haven't seen too many instructions on it, so I thought we'll just play with it and see what to do. And just in case, these are, in case you didn't watch the other one, these are King Art they're gel sticks. And I've heard other people, some people say they like them, and some people don't like them, and some people got them and they haven't used them much. And I thought, well, let's see if we're going to use them. I don't know. All right. And what we learned is you can go over this with your colored pencils. This dries to a nice pretty shine. That's why I thought maybe on this pot it might be pretty. Then we'll come back in with maybe some gold or something and trim it up a little bit. I'm just barely putting any water on my pencil. On my brush. And again, this is just a Royal Majesty of 410 and number 8. So I'm thinking, since this is, I hope it doesn't mess up my watercolor pencils, or this is acrylic, but I've kind of been saving them for, since I've already went over this, I'm going to go over it because I do want to make this little strip gold later. And I can feel the paper wanting to buckle a little, rebel. So I just wanted to see how this is going to work. So I wonder if we put maybe a little purple on the corner. If that will blend in like a shading. Okay, let's just try taking it right off of here. See if that works. Let's put a little bit of water on it and see if it works. Like our intense ink pens, you can do that with. Okay, you can. Oh, look how pretty. Okay, so you can kind of work with it a little bit. Well, that's good to know, huh? All right, let's see. This is all pot here. So, I don't know if this will kind of blend it down into this or what. And then let's try putting some of this in here. We could do a different color, but let's just try it. I'm just seeing if it'll blend and how it'll blend. I don't dislike these. The more I play with them, they're like I said, it's kind of like you just have to find the right things to put it on. It's kind of like you're taking butter and painting with it, is what it feels like. So now I'm just trying to mix a little blue, a little lavender into this top part, where it kind of melts together maybe. I don't know, you watch and see what happens, because I don't know either. I'm just trying to make it kind of like, you know, those colors where it just kind of turns colors here and there. That's basically what I'm trying to do. So let's try. So you can kind of wiggle it around. Needs to be darker right there, but I don't want the purple down here. But I just did. I just did it. And then when it dries, we can come back in and add some pencil to it. Trying to close up the gaps now. And so just go over this part. So when we put the gold, it'll be the same. That'll make a pretty pot. All right, so now we got to come up in here. And try not to get the flowers. Start pushing that color around. It's really what you're doing. It's pushing it around. My brush is a tiny bit wet. Pulling that color down. It's not necessarily an even color, you know, and it's not like when you color and you keep coloring until you get it even, which is pretty too, because it looks a little bit shaded in different places. I'm just pulling and pushing. So if you can imagine having some butter and you're pulling and pushing it around to where you want it, that really is kind of what's happening. So I'm kind of enjoying. This will work really well on some of these pots. And when it dries, from last night, the testing I did, it is shiny. And you can go over this with your pencils, with the paint, with whatever you want to go over it with. I just thought this was a pretty pot. Oops. Well, I guess we could do some purple here in the corner. Just add a little bit of purple here, a little bit there. See what we can do on this corner. Oh, I think that's pretty. A little more purple right here, maybe. Okay. See if I can get this rim just really blue. It's kind of a fat little crayon. Kind of push it from one end to the other. I got out of that line, so we'll just smear it around a little bit. Okay. Oh, I see. We use the dark blue. So let's go over a little bit with the darker blue. We're just trying to go down in there a little bit. It kind of looks like you can see the bottom of the pot a little bit in there. And we'll go over it with the Okay, I think for now we're going to leave that. And we'll come back and do that later too. Let's work on our flowers. Put my little lids on these. It's really pretty. I like the little case that it comes in. It locks. Watch, I'll be sorry I didn't get the bigger kit. That's okay. All right. So let me pull my Prisma pencils. Okay. I'm just thinking pink would be pretty with that blue, wouldn't it? Pull some pinks. Let's see what colors we might use. I don't know. Oh, I just pulled hot pink, pink, deco pink. And this is processed red, so I don't know if I'll use it or not. And that one isn't a, it's in the wrong little thing. Let's see. How about this henna? Sometimes it makes a nice depth. Well, let's just start by doing some coloring on these. I'm just going to color a few of them. And this is the Deco Pink. Okay. Let's use the hot pink. I'll go up in here and just bring a little bit down from the center. Just like that. And then I'm going to come back with my pink. I'm just going to blend that out a little bit. Just like that, make it look leave the edges. I'm just softening between the pink and the hot pink like that. And let's see where to go. There it is. I'm going to take my China White, my Durit. I'm just going to come right along these edges. Just give it a little press. I don't want it white, I just want to just lighten it. Okay. And this is the just pink. It's a little different than the Deco Pink for sure. I'm just kind of making a pocket. Okay. Kind of do the same thing, just come up underneath there. Just keep on working it. Now we're just blending it, softening it. I'm going to take my white pencil again and just highlight one side just a little bit. And Makes a pretty flower. All right, let's roll it around. When you look in that light for so long, pretty soon it's hard to see. But you got to have the light so you guys can see. So we're going to try to make that center a little bit darker. And for me, it's just easier to go around and put the pink down. And then come back and do my shading. I'm going to leave the center alone until I get to that part. It's really turned out to be a pretty day. Even had some windows open. I got the little fan going. How nice. Just not going to the end or from side to side. I'm just going down the center like like it's got a little cup. I didn't know if I was going to get to color today or not. I started working on my crocheting thing, Afghan, that I messed up. And I got all of that taken back out. So now when I set back down, I can just start just crochet on it, which will be nice. I was so distraught with it that I was like, I don't want to touch it. I don't want to look at it. You know, it's just one of those. Everything else I've made turned out just fine, except for that thing. But I learned a lot from it, learned a lot of stitches. That's kind of pretty, isn't it? So, I think we're going to use the We're going to use the hot pink or let's see what color this is. Let's try the hot pink. Let's see what color that is. All right, let's do a little more hot pink in here. A lot of times the center of the flower is much deeper than the rest of it. I'll just color this in. Okay. Let's see if it'll blend down in here. I'm trying to just get down into the bottom of the petal, not to the top. I want to leave that part brighter. Come in here and make these a little bit darker right at the very end. Let's see. Kind of blend it with the white because I don't want it to get too dark. There, I like that. All right, so we have this little clump of green, a whole bunch. And so I don't want to get too dark on that one either. Let's try sap green. I'm going to use this yellow chartreuse and lemon peel. Those seem to be my go-to colors. I'm going to start right out here. Just like that. Let me sharpen this one. And this is the sap green. The bigger leaves are always the ones that end up giving you a bit of trouble. And this is the lemon peel. I'm just blending them. think I need one more color that's a little darker. This moss green might be too crazy darker, but I just want something to come down the center here. Just like that. Okay. I'm going to keep my light spot all in one place. All these little tiny dots are like, are they bugs or what? I know they're not. I think that makes pretty leaves. These are such a little cluster. Let's just go ahead and any place on the outside. And you can color them one at a time. For me, this kind of starts getting them separated and see where I'm at. This is the apple green, isn't it? Sap green light. So we're just going to leave one side for the darker color. And even if you go too far over, This is a light enough color that it's going to fill it in with your darker color. If you get it backwards, you get it backwards, like I just did. Okay, so now we can come in with our darker color and just start filling in, especially where it's dark. I think here we'll just I like doing the leaves like this, and you can use any color. I just think they look pretty. And I really like it when I add like pink or something into them. Then they're, especially roses. So I'm not a color book artist, I'm just a artist that likes to do things in a different way. At least some of those airplanes sound like they're flying awful low. Or maybe they're more jets. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with this in a few places. And we're just softening it. I just think that's so pretty. I'm just making little circles like that. And so we could do these two, and I'm going to start up from the bottom with this moss green. I'm going to go real gentle so that it doesn't get real dark. Just coming in between here with the lemon peel. Just in the center part. Like that. Just taking a lighter green, which this is actually the sap green light. I'm just kind of blending it. Burnishing it, I guess I should be saying. Okay. And that is either a part of that one or another little one popping up. So we'll do whatever it is the same way. I think we're going to make the handle gold when we get the gold out, and we'll do this strip, this gold, and maybe a little bit in this, and maybe even some dots. We'll see what happens. Okay. I'm just looking at my colors here. What if we did a little bit of lavender in there too? I used to be so afraid to sharpen my pencils because they're going to disappear. Which is the truth, but I'd rather enjoy them. I'm going to start out with this red process red in the center, because it's almost a deep violet red. To me, that's what it looks like. Oh. I'm going to leave the ends so that I can I thought I had a light lavender. Well, we'll see what we'll do. This is the lavender. But I know I have a light lavender too. Trying to get some shading on them. It'll be kind of pretty. Just trying to stay close to the edge as possible. I mean, close to the center to leave enough room. It's working out okay, huh? And then we can take our little white pencil and just touch the tips. I love this pencil, this one in Prisma. This is the Dort Drawing Chinese White. And you can get it on Amazon if you're looking for a good white that'll actually go over the top of something. It's worth having. Okay. So it's hard to follow some of these leaves. You don't really know which way they're going. Boy, my ears have been ringing like crazy. Must be everything is blooming. They haven't been this bad for a long time. Try to leave a little bit so I can really get it white on the edge. Okay. And so what we're going to do is just blend a little bit. I'm just blending this out a little bit. See how it kind of moves into some of these petals? This one didn't move as much, so I'm just going to lightly go over it. I'm just outlining a little bit. And going back over the purple, and it just kind of makes it darker. So right here, I want to get it darker. So do we have? This is a blue, a dark blue. It's actually polychromos. I don't know. They got mixed in somehow. But it's a dark indigo blue. See how it just starts separating it? That's all we want to do, a little bit, right in this area. We want it to stand out. Like that. Anything that's not standing out is going to stand out. Stand out, guys. Okay. So, thinking what color to make these. They all seem to be the same thing. How about a little yellow and orange? So let's see. Yep, I got all of them. Okay. So lemon yellow, sunburst yellow, Spanish orange, and orange. So, whoops. Okay. Trying to get you guys to quit shaking. So this is the sunburst orange. I'm just going to come down into the center of the flower. I ain't doing them all. You know why? I ain't. I'm not. Because I don't know what I'm doing yet. And this is the Spanish orange. So I'm going to use that to come back down into this. Okay, and now we're going to use the orange. And make sure we go the way of the petals. Right there you couldn't, so you have to go sideways. Just gonna keep working them. I think the other ones we're gonna make more yellow than anything. with a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Okay. Oh, this time let's start out the yellow. This orange is very, very domineering. You gotta do really light. That's pretty, huh? We'll do this one the same way. The little pot feels soft, but it doesn't feel weird. Hey, this one, I just barely want to put some orange in it. There, I like that. Now, is that a flower or a leaf? I think we could make it either one. So I think these two we're going to go back to pink. And we're going to call this a flower. And this one too. And I think that's a little bud. Let's make it there's the orange. And put just a little bit of orange in there. Okay. So I'm wondering if we put a little bit of lavender in these. Like in the center. Use the hot pink and pull it out. And then we can come back and soften the edges with the pink. I think just like that. So we could make this bottom a little bit and we'll just shade it in a little bit with this pink. And I think that's pretty. So now we're going to go back to our leaves. Trying to put my pencils all away. I think that's turned out pretty. Okay, so here we go again. I think we'll just use this for the lighter color. This is the lime peel. And leave the edges. Like that. And then this one, I think we'll go ahead and put the yellow chartreuse. Okay, I'm gonna put that one down. So I leave it alone. I'm just gonna come in here with the sap green light and come right around the edges there. Kind of like that. I'm just making little circles. Okay, down a little bit. Let's see. Like that. How's that? Let's see, we're on this side. Do a little bit there. Well, we're almost done. Okay, so now I'm going to take this sap green, moss green. I'm going to come in here in the darkest places and give it a little depth of color. I do like coloring flowers, or painting them, or picking them, or growing them. I love flowers. One place I lived, I was known as the flower lady. I had so many beautiful flowers. Well, wherever I was, I've always had flowers, except for here. I just love doing my leaves like this. Guess I can't get away from my old habits of when I'm painting. But it's my style. That's what I like. And it's easier for me to do them like this. The other way just seems to be less relaxing. Wow, that's really pretty. This is that indigo blue. And I'm going to come back in here where all these dots are that I can't get back in here very good. There's a little bit over here too. Just a little bit. Well, I like that. I like that a lot. Now, what kind of gold do I want to use? I'm looking for the right place to put this. Okay, there it is. Do I want to use paint? These would be easy enough to do. These are, I don't know why these names are so hard. But that's what it is, and they're a watercolor set. You get them off of Amazon. But there's lots of them. And I'm just going to take my little squirt bottle and I'm going to squirt a couple of them because I don't know for sure which one I want to use. And wet my brush, dry it a little bit. I'm thinking of which one, the gold or the more brassy. I think we're going to go with gold today. So you want to mix these up so that they it's not very dark. We'll go ahead and give it a coat. And it does have that waxy one down, so okay. Let's see if we can get this with this brush or if I need to. And it is transparent, so I think it's okay. I got a lot of paint right there. I'm just going to pull it across. Okay, it's kind of puckering, but it will lay down. So I want to try and do the handle. not sure if I need to use this brush or go to a smaller one. If I'm very careful, this one will work. Make sure I'm in the frame. Like you don't want to breathe in case you get out of line. And don't laugh either. I'm just using the side of my brush right now. Sorry, I'm quiet. Definitely you could get a very small paintbrush and do this too. I just had the thought, this is no time to drop your brush. Paint goes everywhere. I like this paint. Okay. On this side, I think we need a little more. I don't know if that's what it's. Just kind of looked like it was drying funny. I think that's good. One little spot there. And there. So now I know that little bitty brush is here somewhere. Just wet it and dry it. And I was going to do these little dots. There's not much paint in these, but there's enough. I always think it didn't cost that much, but I don't know how much it costs nowadays. See, it's drying and it's starting to lay flat. And I was going to touch it. Don't touch it. Okay. I don't know if we want to do something down here or not. Or just kind of leave it, I don't know. Let's see, I did do the brassy one, so we could try it. And we can trim across here with this. We could do the center of this thing. I don't think I'm going to do a background. Not now, anyway. Sometimes you just got to let it go and think about it. It just seems so pretty on its own. Okay, let's see if we can pull a little line. You can kind of see where they are. Oops, I made that one way too big. Have I been out of the camera? I should tape them down and then I can't move them. I think this is too light. Let's see if we can go over it with this dark bronze again. It's a little better, but okay, I think we're going to call it quits. I think I better leave it alone. What do you think? Didn't it turn out pretty? Well, I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, and I welcome all the new subscribers. It seems like I'm getting a couple new ones every day, and I thank you for joining us. If there's anything that you want me to color, let me know, and I'll be happy to do it. If nobody's told you that they care, I want you to know I care today, and I love you. Thank you. See you tomorrow.